Hello there guys and girls, my name is Mark and you are very welcome to the channel Marky's Herps. In this little video what I'm going to basically do is give you a brief run through of my 4 snakes and their enclosures, kind of the same way that you would with a friend. You'd bring them into your room or your reptile room or whatever, and you just briefly tell them about all your animals and their setups. So that's kind of what I'm going to do today, a nice light-hearted video. Make sure you leave a like or a comment to let me know what you think of it. I apologise for having a cold, but if you like the video, why not sub up for future videos of my animals. So we'll start off here in this corner of my room that I call the boys' bunk because my 2 males live here. We'll start things off with my Great Basin Gopher snake Brazen. He is kept in a 2 foot by about 18 inch kind of Viv exotic style Viv, and this Viv was actually used in a reptile store. I bought it second hand, and he's in here. He's just shed and he's quite active, so I'm not gonna fuck with Brazen right now. He's off feed, ironically enough. He looks there like he's in full on feeding mode, but he is not feeding at all, and I think it's to do with him being male, coming into sexual maturity and wanting a female, but that's him. You can see in there under his hot hide, probably not see it very well, but there is a sheet of white paper, and under that there's the thermostat probe, and then under that is the heat pad. So if you do have to put the heat pad in your Viv, I would suggest putting a sheet of newspaper or any old printing paper on top of the heat pad to keep your animal out of contact with it directly, or just a layer of substrate. But I put the paper in there because if you have a burrowing species, they can still get right down to it, and it's not really ideal to have them sitting on top of the heat pad. Okay, so then we come up here to Smuggler. Smuggler is a normal corn snake, and I'll get down his tub here very precariously with one hand. This is a little 16 litre tub. Actually, here's Brazen's most recent shed. He just shed today, as I was telling you guys. But this is a 16 litre tub by Crystal, whatever the fuck company that is. It was about 10 quid for the tub. There he is there, little Smuggles. Smuggles! Gorgeous little normal het mask corn snake. That's little Smuggles. Water bowl, cool hide, warm hide, the usual shiz. And just before I put him back up, I'll show you guys his heat setup really quick. I have a sheet of styrofoam under here. That's what this stuff is, screwed into the Viv and into the top of Brazen's Viv. But the idea of the styrofoam is to create better heat transfer to Smuggler's tub, and also stop heat being lost into Brazen's Viv. It would take a shitload of heat to get through this 16mm wood, but better to be safe than sorry. So that's why I did that. So I will just get this back up. Actually, I'll leave that there. Fuck it, I'll leave it there for a minute, and I'll bring you guys to the girls' Vivs very quickly. Well, not Vivs, but enclosures. I have these 2 in 32 litre tubs of the same make. You can get them in Woody's DIY, and they can be used very effectively as reptile tubs. So I'll just show you Catherine first. She is my female Great Basin Gopher snake. Bewley's tea bag box there, just with a hole in it. She is coming on very well since I bought her about 3 months ago. Again, warm hide, water bowl, cool hide, and these 2 snakes actually share the same heat pad, just a very large heat pad that I got off eBay. And I'll show you where I put the probe for that. The probe for that actually sits under the tub. Just sellotape to the bottom of the tub, and I position the hot hide over the probe. The idea being that the warm hide sits at roughly 30. And sorry, this is Idun's tub, my A-male corn snake. She's in her cool hide right now. Must be quite warm in the room because these two girls actually fed today, so I thought they would have been chilling out in their warm hides. But it is quite warm, I suppose, in my room at the moment. And that is it, guys. Just briefly I'll show you, I have cocoa fibre here that I use when my animals are going into shed, because it retains moisture very, very well. The main substrate I have these guys on is Lignocell, which is a type of aspen bedding. It's very, very fine, but to be honest, I prefer the traditional aspen shavings because it smells less. This stuff is quite smelly. It smells like it has quite a few oils in it. I know it's specifically designed for snakes, but just to me it smells quite like the stuff that you shouldn't use, so I wouldn't be the biggest fan of it. A few accessories up here. Just have a really large bowl there in the back that I got when I bought this Viv off the guy on Dundee. A few little plastic hides. The Viper Keeper special squirty water bottle to hand feed them water. Spray bottle. And this just extra piece of cork bark. Just as a little tip actually, I just put this piece of cork bark out on the bed here. And just throw all of my snakes on, and they just wander around it. And it's funny because they'll use that one piece of cork bark like their base, and they'll just wander around it. If you find that your colubrids are really, really hyperactive and seem to want to run everywhere, that's a good tip. It doesn't have to be a piece of cork bark, it can be any items in your room. Just throw a load of random items on your bed and they will just explore those items. Anyway guys, that's all I have for today from me, Smuggler, Catherine, Idun and Brazen. Take it handy guys, if you have it handy. Take it twice. Good luck.